Welcome back to Aludah Klemarz TV. To get daily trending news and celebs updates, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell.
So, Edgar bro, yesterday we had like a story, not yesterday, but in the last 7 days, we had a story about you, and it was basically court papers which were served to Edgar Obare through Ghafla, apparently, because Edgar wasn't served before Ghafla got the story, which I guess you can see the issue with that type of arrangement. You know, it was definitely a shock on Edgar. Definitely even funny to me, seeing how everything has transpired, seeing how our sources have been exposed. And everything. But what I'd like to say is, Edgar, I have a lot of experience in this entertainment news space. It's been 8 years of Ghafla and 3 years of doing another entertainment website before that. It was called KenyaLyrics.com, Kenya's biggest lyrics website at the time. So I have a bit of experience in this field, and what I can tell you, first of all, Edgar, you are doing well. Edgar, I had always told people in my circles that one thing Kenya was missing, outside of all the entertainment blogs, all the stuff left, right, and center around entertainment, one thing Kenya was missing was its own, like someone who was willing to do the tea and put their name onto it. And, you know, other countries have their own individuals with this type of formula. Tanzania has Mila Dayo. Nigeria has Linda Ikeji. Ghana has, what's his name? Ameyo Debra, amongst others. But Kenya never had that. Kenya was basically the companies doing the tea, which was basically companies like Standard, which started off with Pulse, Ghafla, then Mpasho, that type of thing, Nairobi Wire, that type of thing, an organization serving you the tea. But Edgar came with a very good formula. I must admit, this is probably the best use of Instagram stories I've ever seen in my life, actually. I honestly feel like Instagram needs to do a case study on Edgar, because Edgar's using Instagram stories in a way that I even doubt that Instagram envisioned themselves. That being said, now let's get to the real meat of the matter, which is Edgar's using his platform to kind of put checks and balances into people in power. You get me? And he's doing a good job of that, I must admit. He's really exposing the ills amongst people with power in society, bringing the evidence, always coming with the receipts. But now the question has to be asked, you know, the saying goes, who will watch the watchmen? Like, Edgar himself now is a powerful person. So it therefore goes that him being a powerful person, he also needs media companies to keep him in check. And that was the reasoning between us covering his stories. It wasn't anything malicious. It was just us covering a powerful person, Edgar Obare, and, you know, trying to cover the story. However, However, there was a bone of contention within the story, which wasn't the actual story itself. I don't think the story itself was mean or anything, but maybe exposing Edgar's details in the serving papers, in the court papers, sorry. And the question now becomes, should we have done that? On that side of the argument, you could say that it is necessary when addressing such sensitive matters to produce all the evidence that you have. Verbatim for people to judge for themselves. But on the other hand, you have the matter of privacy. Now, when it comes to privacy, this becomes a contentious issue within gossip blogging, entertainment blogging, that type of thing. Because people want the tea in full. Edgar completely understands that and gives people the tea in full. He has also gotten himself in trouble when it comes to exposing too many details. He found himself in jail with the Natalie Tewa story. Ile time ali-expose Natalie Tewa, alieka hadi flight receipts and, you know, people had a lot to say about that. People had a lot to say about him exposing Natalie Tewa and Joe's flight receipts. They got themselves in jail because of that. So now it becomes that, okay, since Edgar crossed that line himself, does he have the moral authority to demand that others don't cross that line themselves? You see, and that's one thing I would have loved to discuss with Edgar here, but apparently he is unable to join. Anyway, since he is unable to join, I feel like since he crossed the line, the privacy line himself, he therefore honestly doesn't have the moral authority to police that line when people cross it for him. And therefore, in my opinion, Edgar honestly needs to probably grow a thicker skin, because in this type of business, honestly, people will come after you the same way you go after them. I can say even myself, I've been come after by the likes of Nyakundi, Extian, Alai, Robert Alai once called me a pedophile. What the fuck, manzi? Nyakundi once called me like gay. He said I was getting business, advertising business at you mini homo or something of the sort, you know. And honestly, that was completely unsubstantiated, completely out of left field. But honestly, the best way out of it was for me to grow a thick skin and just ignore the matter. So I would advise Edgar as well to grow a thick skin. This business, it's a rough business, and honestly speaking, you won't survive without a thick skin. Edgar, this is just one of many things that are going to happen to you in this type of business. And honestly, you need to be ready for it. There's definitely other secrets you have that people will love to get their hands on. People might even make up stories about you, because honestly, there's a lot of characters in this business who are just like bitter individuals, the likes of okay, wacha niseme the likes of Nyakundi bana, that guy hata alai manzi, hata mimi ushindwa shida yake ni gani. But these types of guys, when they come for you, honestly, you need to have a thick skin to survive in this business and take the punches as they come. Be willing to dish it out, but also be willing to take it. That's all I have to say. If Edgar wants to debate this, we can definitely do a two-way call. But for now, Edgar ndo huyo. Tume-invite Edgar sasa. Let's see whether he accepts the request. If he doesn't, this video is over. I said what I want to say. And you. Waiting for Edgar. Just give him maybe 30 seconds. But if he doesn't, mi narudi kucheza saxophone manzi. Edgar is unable to join. Is that on purpose or was that a mistake? Let's try that again. Unable to join. Anyway, I've said what I want to say. Back to saxophone for me. See you guys. Na mwache kucomment bana. Hii story imeisha. Wacheni hizo comments zenu.